There's something happening around you that you've never had a name for. Not a feeling exactly. Not quite a thought. Something quieter than both. A pull, a presence. A moment that lasts only a second but stays with you for days. You mentioned it once, maybe. To a friend, a family member. They smiled politely and moved on. So you stopped mentioning it. But you never stopped noticing. The Bible doesn't describe angels as rare. It describes them as constant. Not occasional visitors who show up in crisis. Active, present, assigned, moving through the ordinary moments of ordinary lives, yours included. The question was never whether they're near. The question is whether you've learned to recognize what near actually looks like. We've been taught to expect angels in the extraordinary, the blinding light, the audible voice, the unmistakable moment that leaves no room for doubt. But look at how they actually showed up in Scripture, to a woman sitting by a well, to a shepherd on an ordinary night, to a man exhausted and sleeping under a tree. Not in temples, not in thunder, in the quiet, in the tired, in the everyday. Which means if you've been waiting for something dramatic, you may have already missed 100 moments that were meant to change everything. These are those moments. Sign number 1, you keep feeling drawn to pray for someone without knowing why. A name rises in your mind. A face. Someone you haven't spoken to in months, maybe years. No context. No trigger you can identify. Just a quiet, persistent pull that won't leave until you pray. Most people shake it off. Call it a random thought. Move on. But what if that pull isn't coming from you? In Acts 12, Peter is in prison, chained, scheduled for execution. Across the city, a group of believers are gathered, praying for him specifically, urgently, in the middle of the night. That same night, an angel is sent to Peter's cell. The chains fall off. The prison doors open on their own. The prayers and the angel arrive together. This is what most people miss. Intercession and angelic activity in Scripture are not separate events. They are connected. When you feel that unexplained pull to pray for someone, you may not be generating that thought. You may be receiving an assignment. The next time a name rises in your spirit without explanation, don't wait until you understand why. Just pray. Because somewhere, a door might be waiting to open. Sign 2. You were rescued from a decision you almost made. This one is harder to recognize because it doesn't feel like rescue at the time. It feels like frustration, delay, things not working out. You almost took that job. Something kept nagging, and you didn't. Months later, you found out what that place was really like. You almost stayed in something too long. Something held you back just long enough. You almost said yes to something that would have cost you everything, and a door closed that you didn't close yourself. In the moment, it felt like obstruction. In hindsight, it looks unmistakably like protection. In Numbers 22, Balaam is traveling a road and his donkey stops 3 times without explanation. Balaam is furious. He can't understand the obstruction. Then his eyes are opened and he sees the angel of the Lord standing in the road with a drawn sword. The donkey wasn't malfunctioning, it was responding to something Balaam couldn't yet see. Sometimes the closed door is the angel, sometimes the delay is the assignment. Sometimes what feels like your plans falling apart is actually something invisible standing in the road on your behalf. Stop asking why it didn't work out. Start asking what you were just protected from. Sign 3, you hear your own name in the silence. Not audibly, not always, but you know the moment. You're alone, quiet, not quite asleep, not quite awake, deep in prayer or sitting in stillness. And something, not a voice exactly, but not a voice, says your name. It's the most disorienting experience on this list, and the one people are most afraid to say out loud. Because if you tell someone, one of 2 things happens. They look at you with concern, or they dismiss it completely. So most people carry it alone, half convinced they imagined it. You didn't imagine it. In 1 Samuel 3, a young boy named Samuel is lying down in the temple at night. He hears his name called, gets up, goes to Eli, says, "Here I am." Eli tells him he didn't call him. Go back to sleep. This happens 3 times. It isn't until the 3rd time that Eli finally understands what's happening and tells Samuel something that changes everything. If you hear it again, say, "Speak, Lord, your servant is listening." The sign wasn't the voice alone. The sign was that Samuel was in a posture to receive it. Quiet enough, still enough, present enough. The reason most people never hear their name in the silence isn't because it's never spoken. It's because silence itself has become the rarest thing in their lives. If this has happened to you, even once, it wasn't your mind unraveling. It was an invitation to the oldest conversation there is. And the right response isn't panic. It isn't dismissal. It's simply, I'm here. I'm listening. 3 signs. 3 completely different moments. But look at what they share. Every single one required you to be paying attention. Everyone could be explained away by a mind looking for a rational exit. Everyone was subtle enough to miss and significant enough to change everything if you didn't. That's not accidental. That's the pattern. Angels in Scripture almost never announced themselves to people who weren't already paying attention. They moved through the ordinary. They worked through the willing. They spoke to the still. The proximity of angels in your life has never been the question. The real question is whether you are cultivating the kind of attention that can recognize what's already there. If one of those signs stopped you mid-breath because you recognized it, stay with that. Don't rush past it. Don't explain it away. You're not too ordinary for this. Not too doubtful. Not too late. The same God who sent an angel to a sleeping prophet in the wilderness, who opened prison doors in the middle of the night, who called a young boy's name in the dark until he finally learned to listen. He has not changed his methods. He still moves quietly. He still works through the ordinary, and he still calls people by name. The next video goes somewhere most faith content is afraid to. What happens in the unseen realm during the moments you feel most spiritually alone? It's not what you've been told, and it will change the way you pray. Until then, stay still, stay open. Something is closer than you think.